So a few days ago, I launched my own software and woke up to notifications like this. Stripe notifications telling me that whilst I was sleeping, I made like a lot of money. Now, obviously not like a lot of money, like thousands of dollars or something, but for a new software which I launched just one day ago, it's actually pretty dope. And I was genuinely pretty happy because I did not have to go on a sales call. I just sent like the links to the software on automation using like Twitter outreach, and then people went on the landing page, they tried out the software for free, they absolutely loved it, and then they simply bought. After they have bought, because they've already seen what the software can do, they don't need my support, they don't need to get on an onboarding call with me, I don't have to do any service delivery, and the entire service delivery is automated as well because I've written the code once, and now the software is gonna print me money. And I actually learned a couple of business lessons from the same. So I thought like, why not just sit back, reflect, and see what it actually like, what exactly I learned from actually making money in my sleep for the first time. I'm not saying this to sell you a course. I don't have a course to sell you, whatever. But it's like a big deal for me because this is like the first time I actually made money in my sleep and I don't have to do anything. Earlier, I was into agency services and everything, and still, even if like a sales rep closed a deal, whatever, I still had to take care of the fulfillment part and like pay. Like, basically, I truly experience what having an infinite money, like something which can put money in my bank account each and every single day, actually feels like. And this is what I learned. First lesson, and like I know these lessons are really simple. Like if you just want to take the lesson, just pause the video, read it, and then you can like leave it. But yeah, there's actually like you can learn lesson like both these lessons already something I knew from Naval Ravikant. This guy, he has this book known as The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. So yeah, I already knew both of these lessons, but when you have like a real life experience, when you experience something in your life for the first time, then you can see, okay, I knew about this concept already, but now that I've practically experienced it, I can see, okay, this is how it applies to me. So this is mostly going to be me sharing my experience, like how this applied to me, and then maybe you'll be able to understand and grasp the concepts better, because theoretical knowledge, it did not actually help anyone. The first one being like leverage is everything. Leverage, a lot of people have heard of it. I think the best definition of leverage is what you get for what you put in. Meaning, like, um, let me think of a good example. Let's say I have to move a table, like the exact table on which my computer is right now, kept my laptop. Let's say this is the table and I am trying to press it. So right now, if I try to press it with my one finger, then I can like try to apply a lot of force, but I won't get a lot of done. But let's say similarly, I was trying to like apply force with five of my fingers. I have to apply the same amount of force, the amount of effort, and the amount of like force and energy and calories I have to expend. They say exactly the same, but because like more like I am putting in the same output and more force is being applied, which means I've gotten more leverage. Simple example, let's say I'm like record like this video which I'm recording. Let's say I share all these lessons, I go on a 1 hour phone call, like who is this idiot calling me. So let's say I go on like a 1 hour phone call with a friend of mine and I explain like all these concepts to him. That is a pretty low leverage activity, because again it's going to take me like 20 to 40 minutes, however long this video is, to explain all the concepts to him. But at the same time, if I just film a video and then I share the video with him or her, then obviously I'll be able like I share this video online, then maybe like 50 people watch it, and I gave the same amount of input and I got like 50x the output. Similarly, like let's say I try to like use OBS for screen recording, or like I use some other software where I have to like record my camera separately, then I go into like an editing software like DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro, and then I like let's say I'm trying to record YouTube videos, then I record my mic audio separately, I record my camera separately, then I record my screen separately, and then I have to download like the footage from all the three different sources, then I have to combine them in the editing software, and then I get access to the final output. The final output is just a YouTube video which people can watch, but I have to exert like 3x the amount of effort than me using Loop, which is the software which I'm currently using. So basically, I'm putting the same amount of work, the same amount of effort, and I'm getting a lot out of it. So yeah, this is the post which I created, which I actually experienced it. So I basically wrote, I launched my SaaS for the first time a few weeks ago. SaaS is something which I've never done or sold before, so software was like my passion. So when I started in the agency space, like I started with the service-based business like anyone else, because when you're starting, you have a lot of time. You can learn a skill, you can trade your time for money. Like there's nothing wrong with it. But I knew I would obviously like end up in a software company because yeah, I absolutely love software. I love softwares like Loom and everything. Because like just try to think of it. Like the founder of Loom, he just created like such a simple solution once, and now Loom is like literally changing everything. I'll be using Loom to record the podcast I have tonight, and then I can simply like I just have to press one button and the entire podcast is going to be recorded and I can share it with anyone from the click of a button in like 5 seconds. So I absolutely love softwares like Loom and everything. So I wanted to go into SaaS. So it was a dream of mine, but because I had not gone to university, I decided to skip college and university. Nor do I have coding or a technical background. I thought I'm gonna say no to that for a very long period of time. Anyways, so SaaS was new to me. I did want to do it, but yeah, it was still new. So I just decided like yesterday that yeah, I'm gonna launch it, and I experienced like getting a sale for the first time in my life. The customer paid me without going on a call. Like I shared, like I used Twitter outreach for it. I'll show you the exact campaign as well if you want to see. So let's say I go to XReacher, which is the software I use for Twitter outreach. Lead wave, SaaS outreach. So yeah, message. So I use this thing. So we got like a 9.3% reply rate or something. So I used to send messages like this. For example, I show you this. So I'm like, yo, so you engage with the post related to B2B leads and whatever. And yeah, I would just share the link of my software with the person so that they could try it out and everything. And yeah, that was the outreach message. So the person probably read the outreach message. They then went onto like the website and everything. They probably signed up for a they came here, they went to the website, and then they probably signed up and they got like we give free trial credits as well, so people can try it out instead of me going on like a sales call with them and telling them, yo, okay, so we like this is how it can help you. I'm just like, yo, try it out for free and see how it can help you. If it helps you, you can buy. If it does not help you, you can like simply avoid it and skip it. So the person tried it out and he was like, yo, this actually makes sense for my company, so I'll buy it. He paid me without going on a call. The customer got it. Like he got what he wanted without me doing service delivery. I did not have to like go ahead and manually scrape the leads for him. He can just use the software, the different interactive UI elements to actually generate the leads and everything. The customer is happy and satisfied. I mean, why would people pay for a subscription if they're not happy? Like, it's a side tangent, but I remember my business partner. He is not related to like I do the agency thing as well. So yeah, we basically have a company where we help B2B companies book qualified sales calls and everything. So he is actually like a part of that company. My software is 100% owned by me. I am the sole owner of that company. And he was like, yo, bro, I was just having a look at your software and I was in the car. And he's like, I'm like, it genuinely looks nice. And it's a very simple thing for him to say, but I'm like, yo, bro, like, yeah, I genuinely did something right. People who are not even bought it, like, they're actually happy and satisfied, and they don't even know I exist. There's no me, like, there's no video or image of mine in the branding of the software and everything. So, these people are basically paying me, they're getting what they want, they're happy and satisfied without even knowing I exist. Because the software is so simple to use, you don't even need like customer support. If people have a thing, I share my own WhatsApp number or my Twitter profile, and people just DM me, and I get everything fixed. Code and like, yeah, this is what I learned from this entire thing. Code and media are the greatest forms of leverage. And yeah, by the way, I don't know how to code. There are a lot of tools which you can use to create apps nowadays using AI to, yeah, basically you can use AI to code for you. You still need a bit of technical knowledge. You still need to have the vision of what exactly you want. I cannot tell AI like, yeah, go ahead and build me like a lead generation software. You have to understand how different components work. You need to know how you can create backend tables, what software is to use for backend, where basically the data is stored. How do you want the front end, which is basically the thing which people who are using your software, how do they see it? Then you have to like AI can create the code to connect the backend and the front end, but you need to know how exactly to host the backend, and you need to know what the front end should look like. So it's not that easy as telling AI that yeah, go ahead and try to like build it out. Like if you think it's that simple, go ahead and try it. Like just go ahead and try to tell AI that yeah, just like create this software for me, create a lead generation software. You'll figure out it's not as easy as it seems. But yeah, I just figured out like code and media are the greatest forms of leverage, and use them because that makes your life great. Because absolutely everyone would love to make money without spending their fucking time. And the concept of leverage is, again, I learned everything about leverage, I think, from Naval Ravikant. And again, there's this YouTube video which I've attached. If you want the link to this post, I think I'll add it in the pinned comment on YouTube. And there's this book known as The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. He's basically like a angel investor. He had some like software companies and everything as well. And yeah, basically, this guy is one of the smartest people I know when it comes to leverage, having the absolute best quality of life. And he said there are like four forms of leverage. The lowest form of leverage is, I think, people. So basically, having people who work for you. For example, right now, as of me filming this video, I have appointment setters and people who work in my company, and you can see over here, like there's this hidden channel which you can't see if you come to the sales and community, which is sales and appointment setters. And over here we have a lot of like tutorials on how to scrape leads, generate leads, and everything. So as of me filming this, I'm asking a person in my company to basically scrape leads of marketing and advertising companies so that I can like reach out to them. After I'm done, I'm basically gonna be like he's doing it. So right now I'm filming this video. I'm not investing my time into basically like asking, like I'm not investing my time into scraping data and scraping leads. I just asked that person, like, can you do it for me? And as I'm doing it, I could be doing anything. He's doing the work for me. So that's the example of people. After that, you have capital. So let's say I invest my money into stocks and that stock grows by 50%. I did not have to do anything. I just gave these companies my capital and they kind of like paying interest on it. That's how these banks make their money. So capital is a higher form of leverage. Above that comes code and media. The great part about code and media is like, let's say I have to like let's say I want to double the amount of leads that are being scraped in my company every single day. I then have to hire like two people. Like let's say if one person is able to generate like 10,000 leads a day and I want 20,000 leads, then I need to hire two freaking people. And if I want to hire more people, I have to manage them more. I have to invest more money and more resources into everything. So the thing with like capital and people is that you have to like, there's this thing known as marginal cost of replication. Meaning if I have to double my output, I probably have to increase my inputs as well. But the thing with media is, let's say I've recorded this video once, it won't cost me anything extra, or I don't have to do anything extra if you're watching this. So, yeah, like you watching this video, it's not costing me anything extra. I don't have to do anything extra. The same with code. If like if 100,000 people use my software, it's not gonna cost me anything extra. Obviously, like I know there are like server costs and everything will go up. Like right now, my server can support like 50,000 monthly active users, and then I'll have to pay for more better servers and everything. I know, obviously, but the basic code, like the code which is written already, a billion people could use it. These Chrome extensions which are created over here, like the code is written once. Like for example, I'll give you the example. Over here, we have like the Google Map scraper inside of Leadwave. Now the code for the Google Map scraper, it has been written once, and I can literally click on like let's say I want to scrape like escrow companies in New York. I can just press this one button and now it's gonna scrape Google Maps for me. And everyone can use it. You can use it, like unlimited people can use it, and it won't cost me anything extra. I don't have to do any extra work like this scraping. It's not charging me anything extra. And that's what I'm trying to say. So basically, code and media, they give you permissionless leverage, meaning you don't have to ask anyone else for it, you don't have to pay anything extra or anything. So yeah, code and like media, they're the highest forms of leverage. So why not utilize it? I'll give you two quick examples. In my company, let's say I like whenever we hire employees, firstly we figured out that like I'll try to just pause the video and see if I can share it with you. Yep. So in our company we have created like scraping forms like this, and over here we can basically like create the form, we can enter the form and everything, and once we enter the form, an automated WhatsApp message goes out to people who work in a company, and then all the details which you entered in the form, they've been created. So this is a form of like code based leverage, because I went to the software known as Go High Level, and yeah, basically there's a software known as Go High Level. You can find the link to trying it out for free for 2 weeks, like in the description of the YouTube video. Or at the same time, if you want like Go High Level accounts cheaply, so if you buy accounts from Go High Level, they're gonna cost you like $100 to $500. If you buy from us, you can get it like 50% off. So you can do that as well from the link in description. But anyways, I just created a simple automation in Go High Level that whenever someone fills out a form, then a WhatsApp message is sent to the person, and you can do this. So instead of me now manually copying and pasting and typing out messages, I can just fill out a quick form, and code is going to ensure that yeah, the person gets that. At the same time, if you saw that there was like a link attached in the form, like in the WhatsApp message which was sent out to him, and that is basically a tutorial, a text-based post like this, and then a video is attached as well. So I created the tutorial on how to do it once, and now anyone can literally watch that video, and I don't have to pay anything extra. I don't have to invest any extra money whenever someone watches it, and I've created an asset out of thin air. It did not cost me anything extra except my time or my mental like resources, but now I've created an asset. So code and media, like I've given you examples of both media, the tutorial, and code, the automation, which basically when the former submitted, the WhatsApp message goes out. You can use like code and media to build leverage and basically get more done from, yeah, you basically get more bang for your buck. You don't have to do any extra work and you get more done. So like the creativity is up to you how you want to use it. If like, yeah, basically for marketing you can build like marketing assets or videos, like video sales letters and everything. Instead of like going on a sales call, maybe you can create like a funnel where you have a really convincing like basically a VSL or something. For example, I figured out like sales calls are pretty low leverage activities because you have to go on a call, and I just decided to like literally change my offer. So I created a Google Doc once, and now I can send that Google Doc over to any person on the internet, and he can see what we do. If it makes sense for him, he can simply pay me without going on a call with me. Because I absolutely hate going on a quick call with people, because I know that's a stupid sales call, and if that product is not what I want, then basically it was a waste of time for both me and for him. So just come up with ideas how you can use code and leverage. The second point is kind of hard to explain, but once you understand it, it's gonna give you like the biggest unfair advantage you can have in business. And business is a pretty competitive thing. So the more unfair advantages you have, the better it's gonna be overall. And that is like just seek specific knowledge. As simple as that. What is specific knowledge? Like you can read like Naval Ravikant's definition, but the way I understand it, it's like specific knowledge is are those things which comes so naturally to you, or you love those things so much that you can do them really well. But at the same time, you cannot teach it to others because you didn't learn it from a tutorial or a course. I think I'll give you an example that will explain it better. I remember I received a comment on a community post. Let me just try to do it. Post. Yep. So this guy asked me, like, bro, can you make like a detailed guide to SaaS? So he basically asked me, like, I created this exact same post, I repurposed the post I posted over there, and like, yo, I launched my software, everything. And he's like, bro, can you create a tutorial? Can you help me how I can create my own SaaS and launch it as well? And even if I wanted to, like, bro, if you were about to pay me money for a course on software as a service, I don't think so. I can do right now because I know how to build it for me. I know how it, like how I built it, but I don't know how you can do it because, yeah, I just don't know, man. Because it just came naturally to me. You have to explain like why I love software so much, and I have absolutely no explanation. I just absolutely love software. The moment I started using software, I just absolutely loved it. Because I'm thinking, if I have to hire a person who's gonna send like emails every single day, he's gonna manually write like 100 emails, it's gonna cost me like $300 to $500 a month, and then he's gonna be doing like 100 emails a day. Then I saw like a software which was sending like 2000 emails a day, and it was costing me $20. And I'm like, yo, this shit is actually dope. Because now I can send thousands of emails and it's like 100 times cheaper than a human being. So I absolutely fell in love with it. It came naturally to me. And because I loved it so much, because software was so fucking like I loved it so much that I literally went on all the corners of the internet to find a solution. I like I was genuinely obsessed with it. I wanted to know how I can like create a software without knowing how to code and everything. That I literally went on all the corners of the internet. I tried all the different tools, all the different AI agents, all the different AI coding agents. Is this thing better? Is Claude better? Is that thing better? Is OpenAI better? Like yeah, for example, like I was no, not this. There's this new thing like Codex from ChatGPT, which is like a new coding model. So I'm thinking, like, yo, is this Codex thing better? Like, what exactly is better? So all these different things, I'm constantly trying out. I'm constantly seeing, like, what is better? What is this? How do you do this? Like, I saw a post, like, when Leadwave was launched, we did not have this feature known as database export. So over here, uh, we can come here and there's this thing known as database export. Basically we have like databases of like millions of leads. For example, like in the Apollo database we have like 93 million leads. In the sales navigator database I think we have like 70 million leads as well. It's just not refreshing, but we have like around 70,283,000 leads. So we built out these massive databases with millions of leads, and this feature was not there before. I just saw like one guy, like I just started to think, how do these companies like Apollo and everything, like How do they store their backend data? Like, how are they able to store these massive databases, these massive tables with hundreds and millions of rows? And I like did my own research. I tried out like bunch of different things like Row Zero. This is a tool. Then there was like a hospital management tool like gigasheet.com. But again, these are very slow. These are very freaking expensive, and they just simply did not work out for me. So after trying and like basically trying out like 100 different things like Amazon, everything, I finally figured out a solution. How I can store the backend data and how I can connect it to the front end, how I can create queries and everything. And yeah, it's just like creativity. After that, like I saw a software which offered this feature known as LinkedIn enrichment, where basically you can enter some LinkedIn URLs and it will then go to the database backend. And then if the exact LinkedIn URL is found, then they're able to basically like, yeah, basically it gives you the data. And I built out this thing. I was like, yo, I don't know how to do this, but there has to be a way because the software is doing it and I absolutely love it. So I want it in my software as well. And I'm literally launching like 3 to 4 new features every single week right now. Obviously, the rate of this is going to slow down as the software matures and the more it gets better and everything. But at the same time, you get the point. I'm absolutely in love with this shit. I don't know how exactly you're supposed to do it. Like, there's no fucking course I bought, there's no tutorial, there's no book on this. But at the same time, I just am like, yo, I need to do this thing. I need to figure out how it's done. Someone else has done it, so it's definitely possible. I'm gonna just go through all the different corners of the internet and apply all the different things I'm able to find. And yeah, like someone might argue that Somali, you said like specific knowledge is something which like others cannot learn. Like it cannot be taught to others. You're kind of right. You're thinking like, how am I learning these things? Like there's a tutorial on YouTube or like Google, let's say, on how to use like the backend table. But there's no tutorial on how you can create like a lead database software from the backend table. So there are tutorials for specific parts of a problem, but the tutorial for the exact thing, like how do you explain it? Let's say I'm trying to build like the next chat GPT. Let's say hypothetically chat GPT has not been built out and that's the passion in my life. I might go to this website known as firecrawl.dev, which is basically a website where you can like upload like a link of a website and then it is ready into like LLM ready data. So basically from what I understand, chat GPT is basically LLM. So what I might be wrong, so I'm not an expert on this. But what I understand is I think till 2021 or 2022, the developers of OpenAI, they basically scraped all the websites, like they got access to all the data present on all the different websites on all the different corners on the internet, and then they stored it in a backend and in a format which like LLM, these machines, these AI machines, they could understand. So what happens is whenever I enter a prompt, then the AI goes through all the different data sets available in the backend, and then it sees like, okay, what could it answer? And then based on the data, it answers my query. So I know, like let's say if I wanted to build a LLM, ChatGPT did not exist right now. I might know that okay, I need to like use Firecrawl to like scrape these websites. There might be a tutorial on scraping the websites, but what am I supposed to do after that? How am I supposed to store them? There might be a tutorial on how to store the data, but your brain, your specific knowledge has to guide you to realizing that yeah, you have to like store it. Then your creativity, your mind, your horizons, everything, they have to guide you to the realization that yes, you have to firstly scrape the data, then you have to store it in a backend, then you have to query it in a way that the AI can actually read the backend data. Then you have to connect it to the front end. Then you have to like ensure the UI and UX everything is good for the people. Then you have to create like a login. Like basically, you get the point, right? There might be individual to like let's say on basketball, there might be a really good player. Like I know a lot of people who are really good at basketball. I'm like decent at basketball, not really good, but there are friends of mine who are absolutely great at basketball. And when I ask them like, how do you like, I'll give you an example. So I was playing basketball a few days ago, and there was like an officer of the Indian Army, and he was also playing with us. Then he said like he was actually smaller in height compared to me. He must have been around like 5'9" or 5'10", and I'm like 6 feet, 6 feet 1. And I noticed that whenever I jump, like let's say, like the ball hit the, what do you call it, the board, and then like that's called the rebound. So when the ball hits the board and you jump in order to catch the ball so that you can shoot again or you can grab it if the opponent is shooting, and then you can pass it on to your team. That is known as rebound. And I was obviously taller, so whenever the ball came, I should have jumped and I should have taken the ball because I'm like taller and everything. The ball should end up in my hands. But I noticed this guy who was like 2 to 3 inches shorter than me, he was getting the ball every single time. He was not like younger than me. He did not have a crazy vertical. Like he was not very fast at jumping and everything. But like he was just getting the ball. After the match and everything, I asked him like, "So how do you like? What are you doing? How exactly are you grabbing and catching the ball every single time?" And he's like, "Yo, I just figured out that, like, how do I explain it? So what happens is most people like, let's say I hold the ball like this with my hands. I hold like my ball like this. That means most of the force, most of the pressure is being exerted on top. That means if someone like let's say I'm holding the ball like this. If you try to like just do this and you try to like push the ball above, it'll like go out very easily. At the same time, if a person is like holding the ball like this and someone comes in and they hit the ball like this, it would very easily come into the hands. So what uncle was doing was basically I used to go up, I used to catch the ball and I used to hold it like this. And then he was waiting. He knew because I have jumped, I'm gonna land at this place. Obviously, there is gravity, so when I jump, I'm gonna come down. And he knew that my ball, like the ball in my hands, it would be like this. So what he did, the moment I landed, the moment the ball was like this, he would like literally just grab the ball. Because I was holding it like this, that means if he tried to take it from like left or right, it would be very difficult because I'm applying force. But because the force is applied like this, he simply like just did this thing. And now the ball went back into his arms. So he did not work any harder or smarter. And I'm like, yo, how do you even come up with these things? How do you even think of it? How does it come to you? And he's like, I don't know. I just do it naturally. That's specific knowledge. He has been like, I met his daughter as well. And his daughter was like, yo, dad has been doing this since he was in first grade. When he was in like fourth or fifth grade, he was playing like nationals, like states and everything. So he was clearly gifted at this. Like, I'm not saying, like, I'm not being bitter or something, saying that he does not work hard and he just had it easy and everything. Surely he works harder than me. He cares more about basketball than me, and I'm not saying like he is better than me just because of the genetic gift and everything. He surely worked hard, but it kind of came naturally to him as well. So there are some things which will come naturally to you, like that is known as specific knowledge. I can watch a tutorial on how to steal the ball. I can watch a tutorial on how to jump higher. I can watch a tutorial on how to increase my vertical jump or what's the best way to grip a ball and everything. But the like it won't come naturally to me, these things on like actually combining all these different things and creating an actual thing, a workflow. Like I know I'm using a lot of business terms in sports, but yeah, basically his brain could come up with the idea. Okay, I need to combine all these four different things, and then I have the perfect recipe in order to grab the ball from anyone who's taking a rebound. Now I can watch those tutorials, but it did not come naturally to my brain that yeah, I can combine that and then I'll be able to take the ball very easily from my opponents. That's specific knowledge. It came naturally to him. He loved basketball so much that he was really good at it. But at the same time, he just cannot like explain it. He cannot articulate it. Why he moved his feet like 7.9 degrees to the right. He did not think of it. It just happened. And there are things like this in your life. I don't know what it is. For example, for me, I'm trying to think of examples. Uh, what are some things? For example, swimming. I don't practice swimming, but yeah, in the evening I'm going to go to swim. And swimming just came naturally. I was kind of decent at swimming. Like ocean, for example, like a lot of people are scared of going into the ocean. Like I'm fine with it. For example, like uh, speaking to people. A lot of people they have to do a lot of work. Like how am I supposed to speak to people and everything? I just like blend along well with people. Like I'm naturally like I have specific knowledge in speaking to people. People ask me like, Somil, how do you like hold conversations so good? And I'm like, yo, I never thought of it. I don't think. I just speak to people. Like there are people who people say that yeah, this person does not speak to anyone at all. And then she was speaking to me for 3 freaking hours straight on continuously. And they've never seen someone speak to her before. Not because she's a terrible person, she's usually very reserved and everything. But with me, she was speaking for us. And the only logical explanation I could give is I just know how to like prompt people to answer questions or to ask the right questions which people want to speak about. And I think it's like specific knowledge. Sure, I've read books on social skills, on everything like how to ask better questions, on social skills, how to win friends and influence people. But it was a specific knowledge which combined all of these different things without me even thinking of it, and then me having like a 2 to 3 hour conversation with her. So yeah, just figure out what, like, just play to your advantages. Business is already difficult, so why not use our unfair advantages? And there's this video from Sam Owens on how, like, if you're thinking like Somil, okay, I don't know how exactly I'm supposed to find the thing which I love. And yeah, I just basically like over this video a
Everyone's
lot of times. I watch this like 3 to 4 times in my life at least, and you can simply watch it. The concept is like you cannot do the work because you don't love what you're doing, and this is how you can find what you love. So it's not exactly specific knowledge, but yeah, that's what Sam covers. And at the same time, if you want to understand both these concepts and a lot of other concepts in depth, Novel has this entire audiobook. You can watch
The
it.
Almond.
If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment below. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Hope this helped. The 2 business lessons I learned from making money in my sleep. And yeah, I wish you like nothing but the absolute best in your journey. A lot of cool shit in the description. Go check it out. Bye.